Queen of Hearts?
Yeah!
Al quenched my curiosity as he energetically nodded his fluffy head. One night had gone by since I got my memories back. However, the spinner of tales still hadn't appeared. Al showed up right when I was wondering if it'd be okay to relax. He then spoke to me. He notified me of the request from the Queen of Hearts, who wished to speak with both of us. Joker and I exchanged glances.
Huh.
Joker looked like he was as baffled as I was. When I remembered the conversations I had with the Queen, I knew she wasn't our enemy. Alright, I'll get myself ready. I told Al so before leaving the living room. As soon as I returned to my room, I immediately began changing my clothes. We ended up following Al all the way to Hart's castle. The court had already been cleared. There was no card soldier in sight.
Queen, I brought Alice!
After reporting to the Queen, Al hopped his way over to her side.
Thank you for coming, Amelie.
After briefly greeting us, the Queen of Hearts stared at me with earnest eyes.
It looks like you've finally gotten your memories back.
How did you know? I immediately asked her back as my eyes flew open in astonishment.
Yes, the forbidden area. The sealed gate was opened yesterday, correct? With that much magic sensed, I could tell immediately.
The Queen smiled like she always did, but there was a serious tone in her voice.
Now that you have your memories back, have you decided if you wanted to return to the real world? The mirror where you first awoke in this world can take you back. If you intend to return, you must hurry.
I didn't know what to say. I wasn't sure if the mirror would be there.
Have you not made up your mind?
The Queen asked me in a concerned manner, as if she knew exactly why I was hesitating. I nodded back without saying a word. She was right. I still had my doubts. There was a reason for my hesitation. I want to be with Joker. I had someone in this world that meant so much to me. I never wanted to be away from Joker, ever again. I knew that I could overcome the pain and sadness of reality as long as he was by my side. I glanced over at Joker. After noticing my stares, Joker faintly smiled at me. That alone was enough to make me happy. I found someone special in Wonderland, more valuable than anything else. I'm still unsure of what to do. I looked up straight and declared my feelings. I know that I don't have much time left. I continued earnestly weaving my words together as I gazed into the Queen's eyes. The spinner of tales could show up at any minute. Even I know how frightening he is, and I'm not even a resident of Wonderland. I could get my memory stolen again if I'm not quick about this. The Queen of Hearts meekly nodded as she listened to my conjecture.
The spinner of tales is most likely waiting for your first move.
Her eyes were hidden behind her veil, but I could tell she was looking right at me.
The spinner of tales wouldn't need to interfere if you decide to stay in Wonderland. But Amelie, if you decide to return to the real world, he would come after you.
I firmly nodded back, bearing the Queen's words in mind. Then, suddenly, there was an uproar outside the court. I could hear loud footsteps toward us until the door flew open. There appeared the most unexpected person. Owen? It was Owen, the chess king. Behind Owen was a throng of chess soldiers. Across from them were the card soldiers, who were struggling to prevent their enter.
What are you doing here, Chess King?
The Queen of Hearts said in a solemn tone, sending him a piercing gaze. Owen casually walked around, as if he cared about nothing.
Don't worry about the soldiers. They won't harm you. I told them to stay at the castle, but they wouldn't listen.
If you say so, I pointed out while furrowing my brows, to which Owen shrugged his shoulders with an air of nonchalance.
Hey, there isn't a single person who could stand a chance against me. If you're worried about anything, you should be worried about me.
I was at a loss for words. It was obvious from everyone's reaction that Owen wasn't exaggerating. Nobody was surprised by what he said. They accepted it as a fact. I knew that he was strong, but I never expected there to be this much of a gap. Owen meekly smirked while staring at me.
You seem to have absolutely no idea how influential the existence of Alice is in Wonderland. Everyone in Wonderland was eagerly waiting for Alice. There is no tale without Alice.
Owen captured me with his pale gray eyes. He spoke to me in a dignified tone.
The show was just about to start here in Wonderland. You're the only hope for this world. And yet, you're going to abandon everyone that lives in this world and run away?
I felt overwhelmed in the presence of the king's regal dignity. I almost allowed myself to be overawed with Owen's piercing gaze and imposing question. Am I about to make a decision that could put everyone in jeopardy? The sense of anxiety soon overwhelmed me and grew uncontrollably.
Please wait.
The Queen of Hearts said in a dignified tone before taking a step toward Owen.
Owen, are you telling me that Amelie's feelings don't matter? Where and how Amelie lives her life is for Amelie to decide. No one has the right to make that choice for her.
Even standing right before Owen, the Queen of Hearts managed a resolute attitude.
She shouldn't have to sacrifice herself for others.
You disappoint me. I've just learned the hard way that outsiders can't see things the way we do.
A wry smile drew across Owen's face as he reluctantly shook his head.
Amelie, run!
Out of nowhere, Joker took me by the arm and started to run.
I'm still talking.
Owen's smirk deepened as he tried to capture us with his spells. A glittering chain shot out from the chess piece in his hand and flew right at us. However, it was reflected by a red barrier of light.
I won't let you get in their way.
The Queen of Hearts protected us with her magic. Thank you! I thanked the Queen before Joker and I made our escape from the court.
Huh.
Joker swiftly swung his arm into the air, shooting a red beam of light at the window to open it. Without slowing down, we leapt through the window. We're gonna fall! We floated in the air for a moment, then immediately descended straight down. I knew that Joker would do something to save us.
Stay still.
Joker wrapped his arms around me and used his magic to summon a gust of wind, which helped us make a beautiful landing.
Amelie, we're running out of time. Can you run?
Of course. By the time I replied, we had already started to dash off. I didn't even have to ask where we were going. A giant mirror waited for us when we got there. The magical mirror from which I came out. It was the door between Wonderland and the real world.
Amelie, I must tell you straight.
Joker stopped in front of the mirror and gazed into my eyes. There was a hint of mischief in his rose-colored eyes, even at a time like this.
The one I fell in love with was a girl named Amelie, not Alice. That's why I'm going to send you back to your world. I want to send you back to a world where you can live as Amelie.
Joker. Joker continued to weave his words together.
The people in Wonderland cannot do anything that goes against the tale. I have freedom because there is no role for me in this tale. I wouldn't have to take you this far.
Joker took my hand and tightly squeezed it.
The most I could have done was encourage you. It would have been impossible to take you by the hand and come all the way here.
Then, how did you manage to do that? Joker closed one of his eyes and faintly smirked.
Because of you, Amelie. The Alice in this tale got her memories back. The rules of Wonderland have been affected by that.
Joker paused for a moment, and then stared into my eyes.
In Wonderland, it's a serious crime to let Alice go. But for the girl I fell in love with, Amelie, I'll do whatever it takes.
Joker. I opened my heart to his words and emotions as I gazed back into his eyes. I then finally opened my mouth. Hey, Joker. I have a favor to ask you. It's very important. Okay?
Just come out and say it.
Joker creased his eyes in amusement as he urged me to go on. I looked at him, smiled, and said, I want to live my life with you. We never have to be apart, ever again. I would always be by your side. We can overcome all the pain and sadness, and share fun and happiness. So, will you come with me?
That's quite the offer. I almost feel as if I'm being proposed to.
Joker said with a big grin.
Amelie, of course I will.
Joker's face immediately drew closer to mine. He lightly kissed me on the lips. Joker's response was so charming that I couldn't keep my lips from curling upward. My heart had already made up its mind. I quietly nodded, confronting my emotions. I cannot be apart from Joker, no matter what. How can I live my life as Alice? There was only one option. Joker, come with me. I held out a hand to Joker. With a confident smile on his face, he reached out to me.
Huh.
A shadowy figure appeared out of nowhere without even making a sound. It was the Spinner of Tales.
It's us again!
It's Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Well, it's a story of my two favorite people, Joker and Amelie.
We want to do our best since it's the last preview.
You're absolutely right, Dum.
To be honest, I already sneaked a peek at the next page,
But...
it's blank.
how can that be? That's never happened before.
I know, but I've been thinking. Joker isn't your stereotypical guy, right? So maybe he upended the entire story.
Huh?
That's why it's blank. Nobody knows what's going to happen next.
I can't believe that Joker would upend the entire story.
Yep, this is definitely
The power of love! Those two will be fine. I'm sure they'll fill the blank pages with a wonderful, wonderful story!
Precisely! So Dee, let's hurry to the blank pages!
Absolutely, Dum. There's no time to waste.